What is up, you guys? This is Colton from Epics and Impulse. It's pretty late tonight, but I've been trying out a new deck. I spent all my gold, I spent all my gems, and I maxed two different cards. I maxed my Spear Goblins, now that they buffed them, and I maxed Bats. The whole point of this is because I have a little bit more Zap Bait in my deck. The only real disadvantage that I've found is Three Musketeers. They can be a problem if they have Zap, which a lot of them do. Um, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just hop into a few replays, show you the deck that I've been using. I did get this deck off TV Royale a couple months ago, but I haven't actually physically used it myself until today. I might have tried it once or twice, but my levels weren't there, so I probably tried it early in the season. But I have a little bit of practice with it now, and it's pretty fun. It's definitely my style of deck because it's really fast. Even though I have my max Fireball, even though I have my max Princess, I'm trying this deck out because it seems to just flow really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into a couple replays. At 5120 right now, which is honestly not the best. Let's see if I'm on the leaderboards anywhere. So I am 84th right now in Canada, which is not bad. Probably I think I'm like 3,500th in the world right now. I'm not doing that great because I've kind of been trying out new decks, but wanted to hop into this one. King of Iran. This guy has finished 159th in the world, and I just took him to school. Nah, he played pretty good, and he didn't BM at all, which is really nice. Um, so we'll just kind of show you what happens here. I might do it a little fast. Um, Start with a hog. I did Spear Goblins and Zap, which is 4 elixir, but it counters his Goblin gang, and then he has to counter my 3 Spear Goblins with Ice Spirit would be the only normal trade. Um, so that was a really good tornado there. I brought everything together. I really liked what I did there. He is a decent tornado there, but my level 5 Sparky does have a little bit more health than maybe he was expecting, and it managed to stay alive. That maybe would have worked against a lot of level 4 Sparkies he's faced in the past. But just the level 5 with a little bit extra health does work out. So do a little push here, just trying to get any damage I can get. I'm just getting a little bit each time, it seems, because he's been a little bit late with his tornadoes. I do bats in the center there to take out Princess. I'm wondering about changing Zap possibly to Log, just because Princess has been kind of it's been so tough to deal with, especially when you have bats and spear goblins that get one shot by Princess. Um, so I get a tornado here. When you zap, it pauses the hog for a second, so it makes the tornado a lot more effective when you need it to. The hog may have gotten out of the area here. He is a good rocket here because he knows I've been doing my hog there, so definitely a good rocket by him, and I don't get any I get a little bit of chip damage still. I'm really liking the spear goblins just because they seem to always get this little trickle damage, and I managed to get a win. So I'm really liking them so far. You do have a lot of control with archers, which I normally have in my deck. And actually, the deck that he's using is one I'm working on maxing myself. I'm not buying any logs or anything, but I've been requesting rocket. So it's a little under halfway to level 11, but the rest of the deck is maxed except log mine, which is level 4. So that deck would definitely be usable fairly high in the ladder if I use it. As you can see, I went on a little tilt before that last win. I was quite a bit higher than I am now. But I'll show you this one here against EDY. So just start out with goblins. Usually if they pump, they'll allow the stab goblins to get some damage, but that actually works out pretty good because the stab goblins get around 600 damage. And my hog gets a couple swings here, so that's not bad. His tower is 2/3 gone right there, pretty much. I do have to use bats, otherwise that mini P.E.K.K.A would have got one swing off. So perfect. Not three musketeers. So he plays his golem at the back. I play my Sparky at the back, and now I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, that he's not playing golem rocket, which a lot of people do. If he does, then you have to learn from your mistakes and make sure you're placing your Sparky a lot closer to the bridge, out of range of the tower, and he probably won't have time to completely shoot the Sparky before it does anything. It'll probably get one shot off and then be an even trade. So I managed to shut down that really well. He pumps up, so I throw my goblins down to sneak in front of the Sparky, just to the right of it. He doesn't have the elixir to defend that, so my Sparky manages to finish off. He does a mini P.E.K.K.A right in front of my Sparky, which is definitely not a good idea, and my Sparky gets 2 shots off here. When you're facing Golem, you definitely want to save your Sparky. You want to play everything else. I was just about to throw a hog down, just so he was going to have to play some other troops, but I saved it to put my Sparky down on the right side to take out the Golem. And as you can see, I used my knight to distract shots, and then I got my goblins, I got my bats, I got my spear goblins, I got my tornado and my zap to bring everything together, and it just does one hell of a job shutting it down. So I decided to push the other side so he doesn't do another golem in my face, which works out really well. He does a golem right there, but I still have enough elixir paired with the tornado to help take that out, no problem, because the tornado is such a good card right now, and I really love tornado, especially paired with the Sparky. So I'm losing a lot too, just because I've been trying this deck and I'm still new to it, so I don't know. It's fairly similar to what I know. It's not a whole lot different. It's definitely a lot more spammy, which I really like. Sometimes I catch them off guard by tapping the screen real fast and throwing spear goblins if they're in rotation. I managed to do my hog to distract there. I don't have my zap in rotation, otherwise I probably would have taken his whole tower there. And just because of that, I'm going to pretend I don't have zap as a card. So I'm not going to play it until, well, that's what I should do. I don't know if I do it, but I should, now that he did that, make him think that I don't have zap. I don't know if I do or not. I can't remember. But I'm kind of just cycling cards here. Make sure I'm putting cards down the other lane that he has to answer. He does, but he answers it fairly late. I have my tornado and I have my zap to take all that out. And then I have my bats to help clean it up. And I got my spear goblins to deal with the Inferno Dragon, which is perfect. Spear golems seem to be the best counter to Inferno Dragon, which is really nice. So he pumps up. I know he has the other cards in rotation, so I have to do goblins just so I can make sure I rotate to my zap, so I know I'm going to take out that tower no matter what. So I definitely knew I wanted my zap. I feel a little old-fashioned still using zap. I guess it's still a good card, but I feel like it was much better when Skeleton Army was a much better card. So again, I'm just putting pressure on the other side. I've bats and stuff that I can put on that balloon. Which is exactly what I do. It seems to be taking it out okay. And then I also have my tornado, and I have my zap, and I got my spear goblins. I got my normal goblins. So all to distract all those air units. I think I throw down a hog just to pressure the other side as well. and I have my zap to take that out. So you always got to make sure you stay on the offense as well and not just completely defend, because especially against air, you want to make sure they don't get the troops together that they want to put together. So I got a pretty good cycle right here. I got my tornado back in cycle because it cycles very fast. So I shut that down pretty good, and I get the win right there. So happy with that. My voice is a little gone from screaming obscenities at my phone. Playing ladder is definitely a lot more frustrating than what I'm used to. I mean, I just don't. I find ladder quite frustrating to play, but it's definitely the best part of the game. It's just a struggle to not get angry. But it makes me feel better when I watch guys. Like I watched a stream the other day of, what's that guy's name on Nova who, he always says, yeah, he says all these funny things. I managed to get a Sparky shot off there. Tag. Yeah, Tag. I was watching like a live stream of him and he was losing constantly. So it doesn't make me feel bad. I just need to learn to power through all the losses. Because I definitely want to win all my matches, but that's obviously even pros lose quite a bit of matches. So no, I noticed there that he had a bad mortar placement, so I knew if I did a pig push on that side, that my hog would be able to get around it. And I got my goblins, then I got my bats, and then I got my tornado, all to make sure I can shut that out. There you go. Managed to get the win just like that. I think I throw down my Sparky just for the hell of it. Not enough time for him to do anything anyway. I'll show you this one. This might have been my first attempt with this deck. So I put down my knight right away, so the tower's still shooting it. And I got my bats behind the hog, which just rack. I actually really like them here. I don't really know what to do here, so I just dropped my spear goblins at the back. It's too fast to narrate, so I dropped my Sparky at the back, and I'm really hoping he doesn't have a rocket. He does, but he plays it a little safe here, I think, and he doesn't shoot it because he didn't know for sure if he'd be able to clip it. And then I got my goblins to help stab it down really fast. I know he's got to be pretty low on elixir, so I decided to do a push here, take out that, and I'm able to decimate this tower. He has a fireball, but he misses a bat, so I managed to take out that tower, which I'm pretty happy about. I think I did my knight, yeah. I know he has rocket, but I'm dumb sometimes. I put Sparky at the back, so I decide, crap, if he uses a rocket, he's going to be broke. So I need to pressure up here so he can't use his rocket where he wants to. And that's exactly what happens. And then I managed to use my spear goblins to distract. He can use his rocket now, but I spaced it out that my knight doesn't get hit, and I have enough elixir to put down another Sparky. And I have tornado here. Goblins probably would have been fine, but I used my tornado anyway. And I decided to just throw down a couple cards anyway. Throw down my spear goblins. I think a knight as well. And my bats. Like, this deck is fairly deadly. I really like how spammy it is. A lot of a lot of decks don't have the reaction time, um, which I like. If it's an expensive deck, they're not going to be able to react as fast as they want to because their cards are so much elixir. So I don't know if I have any else with that deck. Oh, I do. May as well keep showing you all the matches I've played so far. So throw down my bats. I do it behind the tower only because I was trying to bait Zap right away, and he didn't fall for it. But I got my knight and I got my spear goblins there to clean up, and I just saw he zapped, so I know if I play my other cards there, he's not gonna have the zap available to take out the bats or the spear goblins. So you definitely with this deck have to pay attention to when they're using their zap. I do my tornado there, and I do my goblins, and I do zap, which seems like an overcommitment, but I know my goblins wouldn't have survived against the archers there because they spawn for a second or so. So it wouldn't have been a good time if I did that. So I do this similar kind of thing again. He places down his musketeer, which I take out pretty fast there. But I have quite a bit of elixir and a lot of spammy troops. I tried to do a pull there. It didn't work out that well. But at the same time, he ignored the other side. So I managed to take out that tower right away. And I just spread out my troops enough here that I managed to get the 3 crown, which is really good. Really happy about that. Yeah, I tried it a couple times. Oh, I got another one. Man, I've played this deck a lot more than I thought I have. So I got another one here. Darn Mortar, which I hate facing. But I like how spammy it is. That the Mortar, it's really easy to distract. So that's kind of my goal, as well as the glitch to make the Mortar not shoot. I don't know if that's still a thing. It might be. I'm not too sure. I managed to do my tornado, but I zap as well. Otherwise, those bats would have done a lot of work. I do my knight to distract, and then he has to answer my bats. And the ice spirit's not gonna shut them all out. So I managed to do a pretty good push there, and I have the zap available to take out the bats. So I take out most of his tower right there. Yeah, I was a little late there. I could have put the bats earlier because I knew he was probably going to surround with something. But I really like how I'm able to distract the mortar quite easily there and finish off the game basically there. He's not completely giving up. He's still going to try, obviously, which is good for him. But I can spread out my troops, and I just have to defend. Every time I see mortar, I seem to think there's going to be a rocket because there is a lot of the time. Because Woody's deck has it. It was a bad tornado at the end, but it didn't really matter. I knew it was the end of the match, and it didn't matter. And then I managed to face a 3 musketeer. Luckily, this 3 musketeer doesn't have zap because I do find a lot of my matchups zap can be tricky. They could do bats here on the back ones and drop hog. So 3 of them stay alive. And paired with my zap, the bats are going to continue to take out that horde. So it rendered his horde fairly useless. So there's 3 musketeers here. I use Sparky at the back with the side with 2. And then I kind of wait. I don't know what his plan is. I see he ends up doing barbarians on that side. So I know I'm going to spend a lot of my elixir on that side and hope he didn't have zap, which he didn't have. But I really have to pretty much overcommit here. I got a zap too, I think, yeah. So my Sparky's useless there. But I needed to spend that elixir to defend. Which is okay. I'm actually still ahead. And he hasn't spent any. Sorry, brain's not working. He has not pumped up. So he doesn't have pump in the deck. He doesn't have zap in the deck. There's a lot of things that are normally in a 3 Musketeer deck that he just doesn't have here. I do Spear Goblins way too close there. I must have placed them. I must have placed them, and then the Horde showed up kind of after I'd already released it. So, doing okay there. My Hog got a lot of damage there. Gosh, it's slow. I gotta speed it up. I can't talk this slow. So I managed to get some chip damage there. It worked last time, so I'm gonna throw down my Sparky again, and then I got my elixir on the other side. So there we go. Cleared that up pretty good. Got my knight. Oh, I don't use my knight. Hey, third time's a charm. It hasn't worked yet, and he keeps doing it on the other side, so take the win. Yeah. What was that guy? Oh, he's only 1100. Okay. Ooh. Another Sparky player. If I remember correctly, this guy gives up pretty fast. I think I shut down his push really easily, if I remember correctly. I could be thinking about the wrong match. I do my Sparky here. I do my Goblins. And then I zap. And then I do my Knight to tank. And then I do my Hog. And I managed to do pretty good there. Maybe he doesn't quit. And I realized there he quit, so I'm going to spend a little bit of elixir. Not too fast, but looked like he quit. He quit a little early there, because he had pump too. He could have came back if he, played it right, kind of thing. Oh man, I played a lot of matches. I thought I only played like 4 or 5 matches. I played quite a few here. So zip through. Spear Gobs. I get a little bit of chip damage, so I decided to allow him to get a little chip damage there as well. Why not? So I do. I'm waiting for the zap because I know it's going to come, and that's where Tornado comes into place. If you zap it offensively, you have to keep your if your opponent has Tornado, you can completely kind of screw him over here. So I don't know what I was really thinking here. I was thinking the Knight would totally take all the shots, and my bats would clear everything up, but it doesn't quite work. And his archers were well placed, so I don't get any damage off on the tower. That was just bad timing. So now I have to deal with all that. I decided it worked last time, and I can distract. I have the Goblins as well, even if I can't afford the Tornado. I got a lot of cheap troops to distract those units. It did okay last time, so I did the Knight and I did the Bats again. And the Bats finish off that. But now it's not placed exactly the same, so I managed to get a shot off. Almost 2 there. I didn't know he was going to arrow. If I zapped there, I actually would have got a second shot off. But if he didn't arrow, I would have got the shot off anyway. So managed to get a swing here. And then it's worked so far with the tornado and the other units. So I wait. I put down my knight, and then I got my tornado and I got my zap. So able to shut that down real well. Oh, shit. So I threw down my hog, even though I could have just zapped. I have to learn to take my losses better because there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh yeah, good game and stuff," and I'm just pissed when I lose. um, that hog freeze deck just wrecked me. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one because it doesn't look like it wrecked me. Hey, surprised I lost to that guy. Replay no longer available. Man, if I... Oh, that's where I haven't even maxed it yet. So, as you can see, I spent 200k gold and maxed my bats and my spear goblins because I was liking the deck. So, that's pretty much the video. You guys, collect my gold. No, I need those. Let's collect my free epic for the day. And yeah, I don't really want any of that. I think I'm okay. Could buy the golem, but it's not really my style. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing is maybe I'll check check my mini account. Hope you guys are still there. Hope I didn't lose you. Yeah, I got a super magical chest there coming, so I just wanted to see. Yeah, I'd love to buy it, but I need to not spend money. So I'll collect my free epic. Oh, I got a baby dragon, so that's good. I could level that up. Mega Knight would be really nice, but this is how my deck's looking right now. I don't know. This is the one that seems to be working the best for me, even though I just have a level 7 pump and using level 3 rage, but it seems to be working quite good actually. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video. And I hope you guys like my new deck. If you like Sparky, give it a shot. See if you like it. And let me know any problems you're facing with it, and I'll try to answer it the best I can. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.